Greetings, all. Welcome to the studio. I decided this year I'm going to check in with everybody. I'm going to post a live video at least once a week and let you know what's going on creatively from my corner of the world. I had an upset with my podcast. For the past couple of years, I've been doing a podcast called the Terrifying Lies Podcast. It's an anthology story podcast. Put a lot of work into it, and I think it's pretty cool. Thank you if you've been listening. The hosting service that I've been hosting with was Spotify, and Spotify bought another hosting service a while ago, and it was called Anchor, and Anchor was awesome. They were very good to everybody, all of us creators. But when Spotify bought it, they did the corporate thing, they did the Spotify thing, and I used to make a little bit of money off from Anchor. They immediately took care of that, so they're going to take all the money, and then they started moving the goalpost out further and further for us creators, so that we couldn't make money, and they were making all the money off from us, giving us just mere pennies. Well, had a few very kind people who were paying monthly for me to create, and they were backing the podcast with just a little bit of money, and it was very nice. And this is one thing that Spotify maintained from Anchor. Well, they just did away with that too. So what they're saying is, if you want to do that, you now can only do it through Spotify, and you have to have 1,000 listens per month on Spotify's platform, not on all the other platforms. And in order to get there, it's really difficult. Podcasts, you see, they don't do as well as you think they do. Most podcasts really, they don't have that much listenership, and my listenership is not awesome. It's a pretty minor audience, but I'm very appreciative nonetheless. So they made it really impossible for me to make anything. So they took that away. So I have decided, at first I thought, well, this isn't worth it. I'm just going to quit doing the podcast. And I'm still vacillating between just quitting the podcast altogether, because the podcast takes up a ton of time. Not only do I write the stories, but I have to record them, and then I write an original song for every episode, and then do a lot of sound production, sound effects, and some original music in the background. And they're a lot of work, man. And it takes away from my ability to do other projects, like put out new novels, put out new music. I have a couple of musicals I'm thinking I want to write, and it's preventing me from doing that stuff. So immediate reaction was, well, I'm going to quit and just go on and do whatever I want to do, because that's always been kind of my philosophy anyways. But I'm halfway through producing season 5 of the podcast. So I thought, well, maybe I will switch the podcast over to another service that's kinder to creators and see how it goes from there. So I switched everything over to Podbean, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to continue working on season 5. And season 5, I'll tell you a little bit more about it, maybe on the next one of these videos. But season 5 is coming along. So I think I'm going to at least push out one more season, see how it goes. And if it goes well, then I'll keep going with the podcast. If it doesn't, then, I'll just take the podcast offline and just create whatever I want. Anyways, that's what's going on. I don't know if you're interested or not, but I'm going to post these videos anyways, even though I feel kind of awkward doing it. I'll catch you later. If you want to listen, tune in anywhere you listen to podcasts and go to the Terrifying Lies podcast. Keep being creative out there. The corporations, they're against you. They're always against you. You just have to forget about them and create, create just for the sake of creating. Have a great day. I'll catch you on the next one.